What's good, diehards? It's your boy Evru and freaking Andy's here again. Then thanks again, Andy, for hanging out. It's at a normal time tonight, right? 11 p.m. You
Yeah,
said.
yeah, 11 p.m. It's cool. Salute to you, Yuru, for having me. Salute to the chat. Happy to be watching the game with you guys.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. Love talking to you. Yeah, I was telling the guy, oh, you just turned your light off because I mean your eyes were just piercing just now. You did something. There you go.
No,
I
yeah,
can't.
I'm changing the tab to watch the game, so there's no blue light
Okay, I got you.
of the stream yard.
I got you. I got you. Shout out to Geraldine. Geraldine's always the first one. She's like MBK. What do you want to say? I can't say mascot. I think mascot's a little disrespectful. I think she's just like this is one of our biggest supporters. Definitely, Raphael. Shout out to Ralph. Pudge as always is here too. Yeah, so we was talking behind the scenes, man. That whole thing with Keegan Murray in Sacramento, it was all a bunch of bullshit. The Knicks were never gonna trade with Sacramento because I think Keegan Murray was their guy from the jump
Yeah,
start.
it looks like that, and like I told you, I was watching the game previously where the Kings were playing the Pacers, and they had the GM of the Kings, and he said clearly that they didn't even have to use up the time on the clock when they were on the clock with their draft pick. They just they knew they wanted Murray, so
Yeah, and there was no way in hell we were gonna trade with Detroit because the Detroit wanted Jaden Ivey too. So no matter
yeah,
how anybody could spin it, oh, the Knicks should have tried harder to trade this guy, trade that guy, trade all the draft picks to Sacramento. Sacramento didn't want that. Sacramento wanted their guy, and that was Keegan Murray. So I mean, it's interesting.
exactly.
They're trying to win now. I think Keegan Murray is probably going to be able to play right away. What do you think about that? Starting and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's going to be starting. There's no way. Listen, they're not such a good team to to not start one of their top draft picks. So
Yeah. So I mean, they got him. They also got Harrison Barnes over there. They got Sabonis, like you said.
Sabonis,
What's the point
yeah,
guard?
the Iron Fox.
Yep. And who's their shooter? De'Aaron Fox, I guess. And then you got Davion Mitchell. Who's the next guy?
Uh, I think they signed Huerter from the Hawks, and I
Yeah.
think they got one more shooting guard that I was actually surprised because they signed two shooting guards this offseason, and they were quality shooting guards. It's not like the other one was a bum.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now too. I mean, I know they did sign somebody else. I just can't recall who it was. But I mean, they're going to be primed to play. They're going to be ready to play next year. They're a team that knows what they want, and they just went out and got what they're looking for. So you can't really knock that.
yeah,
That's all we wish that the Knicks would do. But technically, I think the Knicks have done that. They have went out and did what they wanted to do. They wanted to get Jalen Brunson. They want to build from within. They didn't want to bring another rookie in here. So do you think what they're doing is so far, because I mean there's always room to make another move, but do you think what they have done so far is enough or the right thing to do?
listen, always the story was that we don't have a point guard. We had several chances, several years in the free agency to fix that situation. I think this is the first year that we can say that they did something, at least quality wise. We signed a guy over $100 million, and some fans still aren't happy because they say that is too much. But I think it's better than what we had last season. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was looking at Sacramento. Sacramento, they got DiVincenzo.
yeah, Odante DiVincenzo, exactly.
Yeah, DiVincenzo, he's good. He's somebody. They got Jeremy Lamb as well. They got decent shooting guards there. They still got Rashawn Holmes at center. They got a couple guys that are pretty good on that team, so they're gonna be ready to play. Trey Lyles, they got some veteran guys to mix in with the young guys.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
you're
good for them.
sure about DiVincenzo though? I think he signed somewhere else.
I don't know. I'm looking at Basketball Reference. Maybe that's wrong. That's for last year.
Yeah, let me.
No, is well, I don't know. On the
I'm
low,
gonna
Andy.
check here.
Yeah, on the low, Andy. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. It ain't the Knicks, so
Yeah, it ain't the Knicks. Yep. Yeah, man. So if anybody feels like hanging out, you can come in and pop in. Let me get this out of here before YouTube says bye. You know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to pop in, to hang out, a little
Oh,
bit.
that
Right
was
now,
Malik Monk, Malik Monk and Kevin
Malik.
Herter.
Oh, there
So
you
yeah,
go. Yep.
so they got the shooting guard position wrapped up pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Malik Monk used to be Fox's backcourt mate in college, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So the
Oh
Knicks
yeah,
started the game off with a defensive stop.
yeah. Farron Hunt, which was supposed to be out of this game, he forced a turnover, so that's cool.
Yeah, you can't trust reporters anymore, man. They're all liars. They say, "Oh yeah, Fran Hunt's not playing, and then this guy's going to start, and then the game comes on and Fran Hunt's playing."
Yeah.
So far, so good. He was a surprise last year, man. He looks very
Yeah.
confident. Just
Yeah, he's confident, he's athletic, he's long. So listen, I'm not gonna lie, he looks like Cam is gonna have a body to play versus in the practice facility. So
yeah, that's what you love, man. You got to have guys that are hungry, that is breathing
yeah,
down your neck. Like guys
competitive.
think that
Yeah,
Cam Reddish is that guy, but Farron Hunt is licking the back of his neck every day in practice. So if you don't show up when Farron gets his chance, there might not be another chance for you.
yeah,
That's the game of basketball. As soon as you get your chance, man, and you start playing well, what they're gonna do? Take you out to give somebody? Oh no, we gotta. That's not fair for Cam Reddish. Let's push Farron Hunt back down on the end of the bench and let Cam Reddish get a try. That's not
yeah.
how it
Or
works.
or we traded a pick for him, so he has more minutes over this guy, right?
Yeah,
If he works harder, he plays better, he fits the team better. He's gonna get the minutes. At least that's what should happen.
right. You
Yep.
saw Simmons bring the ball up.
Yeah, yeah, I saw. Yo,
What's your timestamp?
8:46 right about
Oh
now.
yes. All right, so we're right behind each other. Yeah, man. Right now, if I can say anything about the Knicks is just way more organized. I feel like the guys, they know each other, so they're just ready to play. It's like they almost like in preseason mode right now.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I don't know if it's on Daisuke Hashimoto, if it's on him. I think might be like first off, the Golden State Warriors, they had like 25 guys on the roster.
Right.
So I'm betting you that they I think they played in the California summer league. So I think they already had rotating those guys. They were already rotating those players, right? Meanwhile, the see, nice dish from that big man from Europe that on the Bulls. But going back to the Knicks, I think they got three guys that played the last season, one guy that practiced with them in Hunt, right? So they got four guys that are familiar with each other, right? Only new piece is Keels in that starting lineup at least.
Right. So that dude on Chicago, he's from where's he from? He's from
He played last season in Serbia and
Serbia,
one
right?
of the best teams. Yeah, Mega Basket. They produce several talents. Just the Serbian league is a little bit poor budget wise. So after a year or two, the guys move on for to Spain, to Russia, to other teams like better leagues for better money. And this guy made his way to the summer league.
Yeah.
So
But that's dope. In that area of the world, it just seems like they really love basketball because, like you said, there's not a lot of money in that region of the
yeah.
world, but they seem to keep pushing out good talent. Every single year. Serbia, what's it?
Yeah,
Lithuania,
Croatia. Yeah,
Croatia. Yeah,
Croatia. Yeah, those Slovenia. Those are. I think if you would put all those three countries together, size wise, they're smaller than Texas. So
yeah.
so
Yeah, everything is big in Texas, man. I was watching
yeah,
videos earlier. Like all they do is talk about guns over there. They just want to. Like I feel like
yeah,
everybody in Texas has a felony. Everybody's like busting guns over there. It's crazy.
yeah. That's a topic that I don't understand actually. Maybe because I feel a little bit safer here in Poland. But I don't see me having a gun around the house even
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah, me either. I got a cousin, man. I go down south, and he has an arsenal of weapons in his house. And just is like, okay, well, nice to see you, cousin. I see you. I see you later. Like he has enough weapons to like, if the police ever came through and tried to do anything, he would be able to take over the county with all the freaking weapons he has there.
The
But
sheriff,
I mean,
right?
yeah, I mean, he could literally be a sheriff. But I mean, that's just the culture in those areas. It's just weird, the right to bear arms and stuff. But just to hear the way they talk about it, it's just like, yeah, if this is for everyday carry, you can use it in any situation. What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about? Like,
yeah, exactly.
God,
Or it's like something common, like, oh, I got 5 forks, 5 knives, and like 20 piece of arm fire, right? So
yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous. But I'm watching the game again. This guy Trevor Keels, I feel like he might not be in shape. I'm looking at he's been able to do like just now he just made a move just now. He was able to get into the move, but he just wasn't able to plant his foot enough to get the space and he didn't have the arm strength to get the shot over the guy. So
yeah,
he's
listen,
interesting.
yeah, he's an interesting piece, but I'm not gonna lie. I think he looked that way in college a little bit. Maybe he looks a little bit overweight. Maybe that's his build. Like Bernie Mac said, big bone, heavy structured.
Yeah, I like it.
He might be one of those guys. But listen, me personally, I don't see him making the roster. I think he's going to be G League material for this season.
Yeah,
I still got Fair Hunt over him at this point.
yeah, absolutely. This guy Keels. He's also young too, man. I think he's like 18. He's not even 19 yet. I think he turns 19
Mm,
soon.
yeah,
So he's a young guy, man. But for him to be so big, he has like a lot of untapped potential. He did play for
yeah.
Duke. They did recruit him for Duke, so he has like something going on for himself.
Ooh,
Defense has been great.
yeah. Listen, we got 11 points on him. They didn't score yet, so
My wife just came in here. She just came to bring me a beverage.
yeah. Dream on.
It's poison. It's poison. Ay, ay, ay. So I mean, just judging by these guys, same thing. Almost the same thing happened. He was able to. The same guy Kills able to drive into the baseline, and he just didn't have enough energy to get the shot up over the
Yeah,
rim. But just based on offense and everything, I feel like this is how we're gonna play. Like Tom Thibodeau doesn't run a point guard heavy offense, right? Just whoever gets the ball, they kind of just bring it up and just do what they do. So I mean, I've watched we've been watching Keels, we've been watching Deuce, Grimes, even the guy Sims here bringing the ball up. Nice move
yeah,
inside there.
yeah. Exactly. That's more moves in the paint that he did than Mitch Robertson the whole previous season.
The whole 4 years he's been a freaking Nick. How about that?
Yeah,
Let's keep that shit a buck, you know. But
yeah. But
I like the energy. What are you gonna say?
yeah, like you said, man, that Mitch only, he literally knows how to only dunk. He, had the drop step, step back, that little, jump hook.
Mhm.
That's more like than what we saw from Mitch, right? So,
Yeah,
oh, I see Rick Brunson in the back there, the
yeah.
fattest head on the bench there.
He looks like me. He looks like me back there.
No, I think he's a little bit bigger, bro.
Nah, man. I'm like 240. And when you and Sim and those guys were talking, you was talking about how Julius Randle lost weight. Yeah, but he's probably like 240. I'm looking at myself. Yeah, I'm like 240. I'm 240. I'm like 5'10", 240. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get that shit together. But when you say about Mitch, about the post moves and stuff, every time you see Mitch in like an off-season video working out, he's working out with some guys that you never heard before in some rinky-dink gym that looks like it was worse than the Atlantic City gym that we was playing basketball in. Playing with just the locals in there. Dribbling between his legs and shooting 3-pointers. Like, what are you doing? What, what you're
Yeah.
wasting. You're wasting your life. You're wasting your career fooling around in a gym like that.
Yeah, and he's always on the perimeter, right? Like taking 3 pointers and stuff like that. Like that ain't your game. Why are you even, trying? So
Yeah. And then look at wow man, Sims just towered over that dude, just made him look like a baby. But I mean Sims in year one in the summer league, he already has a better post game than Mitch, like you said.
Yeah,
That's like you know that's why I didn't want him, man. I'm trying to not to have those conversations about Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reason why I didn't want him. I was like, yo, if anything, we could start Sims. If you're not planning on winning next year, just start Sims and just go with that. And then
yeah,
we still got Nerlens Noel, but we ended up getting rid of Nerlens and we got Isaiah Hardenstein, whatever his name is. So I mean, that should have been enough. Why do we need to spend $15 million on Mitch?
well, listen, there's a point to it because we were over the cap. So any other center that we could be signing would be literally only with like vets minimum deal. That's
Yeah,
why even signing Mitch over the cap, if you think that it was too much, you can trade him. You can trade him in deadline and next off season, whatever, because you would literally have I don't know, DeMarcus Cousins for the vets minimum that you would never know what to expect from him.
right.
While Mitch knows the schemes, knows Tibbs if he likes him or no, we won't know that, but at least we know what we can expect from him.
Yeah,
So I think that
I
was the
get that.
case that was the only case that they resigned him, because there was like the rest of the options were only worse, right? So
Yeah,
they said like F it, we're just gonna keep him, right.
yeah, I get it. I get it. But I mean, did we have to give him 15 mil?
Listen, I would give him 8.5.
But I mean, the Knicks do a good job of rewarding guys. You say when Nerlens well first came in, Alex Burks, they only made 5 million. Those guys
Yeah,
could have went and did made more. They could have got a better contract. So the Knicks kind of overpaid for them, gave them an extra couple million just to make up for the first contract that they got. So I get it. So if you look at it that way, I think it was what's her name Lemon Pepper from the comments. She was the one that was saying that the Knicks probably just gave him the extra bread just to make up for the first 4 years of his deal because he was only making 1.5.
yeah,
I think he maxed out.
1.6, yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, listen, that might be true. That it's gonna round up for still it's gonna be good for him. And I think, listen, to be true, if the salary cap goes up and he's gonna be earning around that 15, 16, 17 million, because the deal might start like 13 and a half, right? Next year is gonna be 15, then it's gonna be 16 and a half, and something like that. So
yeah,
it's still not that bad when you think about that the salary cap is gonna raise. So
yeah. Outside of the salary cap stuff, man, Mitch does have a skill. He does have something that works for us. What we're trying to do. We're trying to put that's what I'm thinking. I think we're just trying to put an offensive player, a two-way player at every position, basically 1 through 5, and whoever gets the rebound, or we just start our offense that way. A lot of read stuff, trying to get into offense quick. I think we're trying to do, and then once we get into our half court stuff, it's just going to be a lot of one-on-one stuff. So whoever gets the ball, Jalen Brunson is good one-on-one. RJ, hopefully he can evolve a little bit more. Julius got smaller, hopefully, just to be able to take on that extra role, that extra wear and tear, I guess, to get himself in better shape, maybe. So because that's going to be the game. We're going to come down. If we can't score right away, we're going to go into a one-on-one situation, and that's going to be the game.
yeah, and that's the kind of a game that I don't like, actually.
Yeah, me either. I don't like it
Yeah,
either.
one-on-one game is not good as far as I see it, and it's really easy to defend, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think the offense looks way worse for the Knicks than the defense, because
See, look, check.
defense. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, this play here, it was a broken play, and then they ended up with this guy,
Grimes going
Quentin,
1-1.
yeah, Quentin Grimes going one-on-one with two guys on one side, two guys on the other side. That's going to be the offense next year. That's
Yeah,
basically what we've been doing the last 2 seasons, and we're seeing it in summer league. This is what they want to do. You know, but instead of
yeah,
Grimes, Grimes is going to be one of the guys on the side, and it's going to be either Jalen, RJ, or Julius. At the top of the key.
yeah. This guy Jeffries, that he can take Keel's spot as far as I see it.
You said Jeffries? Yeah, number
Yeah,
15.
yeah, 16. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
got
just
that
dunked it down.
monster dunk also that in the previous game on
Yeah,
Kuminga. I think he yanked it on him really bad.
yeah. He's ready for summer league too, man. His braids are immaculate. If you look up close, you can see the detail and sit there, man. He spent some bread on that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
was he. It took hours to do that.
So listen, man. You're in Portland, right? You have Poland. Excuse me. You're in Poland. So in your part of the world, is there a Vegas?
um, Actually, no. I think there's no such thing. The closest city being like Vegas maybe has like 3 or 4 casinos. It's like on the border in the Czech Republic.
Okay,
Because they I think in Austria they don't have casinos at all. So the people from Austria, those older people and stuff like that, they just drive to the Czech Republic, and it's just across the border, and they got
right.
like 4 or 5 casinos there. But it's like a village. It's like a village, and then you have a casino. So it looks really whack.
It sounds horribly scary too.
Yeah,
It's
and it looks that way. And it looks that way. Believe me.
like going to the border of the Czech Republic. Maybe not. Maybe that's
Yeah,
not what I'm going to do today.
yeah. So
Yeah. So
yeah, but that's the
I
truth
was
here.
like, when I hear about Europe, I hear people always talking about the red light district, Amsterdam, that type of thing. You ever been over there?
No, no, I wasn't on the red light district. Only listen, I was only I was gonna say only like 12 countries in Europe, but
That's a lot.
yeah, but it's like listen, and basketball, by surprise took me there. I was in Germany, France, the Netherlands, Belgium. I was down south in Hungary. Just with my coach playing basketball. We were invited for tournaments because my coach, rest in peace, he was a silver medalist Olympian. And they knew him around Europe, so they invited his teams, and his teams were literally my age guys. And I remember we were invited for I love those invitations. My coach didn't know that well English, right? And we got an invite from, for example, from France. I remember this, like, we got an invite for France, and it was in French. Of course, neither I knew French nor my coach, but he just read it and was like, "Oh, junior, okay." So so we were thinking that it's going to be like junior category in Poland, right?
Right.
We're driving up, after like 25 hours of in the bus. We're entering the gym, bro, and there are guys like under 24 years old, like the second teams of the highest league in France, right? And we're like high schoolers, versus those guys with
See,
beards, drinking beer, and we're like in high school. My
smelling
coach
like I
read,
don't know what.
yeah, my coach read juniors, so he was asking like probably young guys, right?
Right.
So that we were like playing versus 4 or 5 year older guys, and the results were really really bad. It was like 120 to 45, right? They
Oh,
were playing and toying with us. We were barely were able to touch the rim, and the guys were dunking on us like Jericho Sims. So
yeah.
it was looking funny, but those are memories that
Yeah, you talk about that forever. So
yeah,
remember that time
bro.
when Coach had us playing with those fucking guys? That was
Yeah,
something you never
yeah.
forget.
So that was crazy. That was crazy.
Well, it's funny you talk about that because this guy, Deuce McBride, is leading the pack right now. We got a bunch of rookies with Deuce McBride, and I feel like they just sticking their claws right into these guys. This Chicago team don't know what will hit them.
Yeah.
So I think Deuce he doesn't really talk much, but I think his energy is infecting everyone else around him. You
Yeah,
know,
and you can see, like Sim said on the pre-game show on NBK, he has his dribble. It might not be so crafty, but when he dribbles, that dribble is strong. It's confident, he's not afraid that someone's going to pick him.
Yeah.
So I think he shows that confidence, and it spreads around the team. When your point guard shows confidence and he's a floor general, he talks to the guys, points, rotations and stuff like that. I think that the guys around him play really, really, well.
Yeah. Who's that Potter guy? This is number 20. Harry Potter, is that his name?
No,
From
it's
Dumbledore.
Micah Potter or something like that, I think.
Yeah, he's a rough and tumble kind of guy.
Yeah, he looks like a Tyler Hansbrough, right?
Yeah. He's rough though. I like Deuce, man. Deuce just has a good energy about him. I'm looking at it now. This guy Montero's taking on Deuce's energy.
Yeah.
You can see them communicating with each other, high fives to each other, pointing. So they're communicating with each other, leading the offense here, leading the offense and defense. And like I said, the body language, I could see Montero taking on Deuce's body language.
Yeah, and listen, Montero didn't play a good game, like stat wise. The
Yeah,
first game we were seeing in the summer league, but his game wasn't that bad. Sometimes your game just not doesn't translate to to the box score, right? You ain't gonna
right.
get like 7 steals like Fair Hunt, but it's still gonna be a whole good team effort.
Oh, good give and go there. 77 to 20. So also too, man. Like you need like if you're playing basketball, baseball or football is a little bit different. But when you're playing basketball, you kind of like if you're unsure of yourself, you kind of like need like someone to like lead you, show you like, okay, listen, man, wait, snap out of it. This is how we playing. Somebody that you could look at. Okay, well, I see what he's doing, so that all right, I can match that. I don't know where I'm supposed to. I don't know where I'm supposed to I don't know who I'm supposed to imitate. The energy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But watching Deuce, okay, I see the way he's acting. Now I can match that, So that's
Yeah.
something to feed off of. Yeah, man. So I mean, like this that game in the AC. I keep looking at. I was looking at the video earlier, man, and then I was looking at myself walk past the screen when I'm trying to set up the podcast. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this is bad, man. I've never been this heavy in my life, man. Never been this heavy. So I mean, I can show you a picture right now. This is like. I always got this on the screen here. I was actually running what do you call it? This is it was like an obstacle course, but it was a 12-mile obstacle course I was running. If you notice, I got on somebody's number there. That's like number 16, Mr. Novak.
Yeah.
Always a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? But in that picture, I was like a $175 in that picture. So shout out to my wife, man. She's the one that did this to me, man. As she brings me this secret juice. I don't know what's in here.
Yeah, listen, I always blame my wife too.
Yeah.
I was on my wedding day, I was so light. Then bro, I'm gonna find a picture one day and show it, because you guys won't believe it, and you only see me from like the half of the chest up, so I don't look that fat, but I'm not that fat, but I was skinny on my face.
Yeah.
Those days. So
Yeah, me too. My wedding day, I was in really good shape. My wedding day. I feel like I ran a half marathon like maybe like a week after we got married. I know after my second guy, the guy that you met behind the scenes, that guy, I had ran a half marathon literally like I think that weekend. You know what I'm saying? I ran a half marathon right after he was born. So it was kind of crazy. Like that thing, my wife was in the hospital, and I went to go run the marathon. Half marathon. That's on 13.1 miles. So I used to do those shits for fun. So I gotta figure it out. I gotta find my motivation again, man. COVID messed me up. I'm quite sure it messed up a lot of people.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me get the score up here, because I've been popping the game every once in a while, but I gotta update this and put the score up here too sometimes. Yeah, man. So far, so good. I mean, this Chicago Bulls team, the whole starting lineup that they put out there, I think only the point guard has 4 points. Nobody else really is doing anything. They got 2 points, 3 points, 1 point. They only scored 11 points. Am I looking at that right?
Yeah. 27-11.
Wow. So that's what's up. It's only summer league, man, but we gotta. I feel like as a franchise, we have to win everything.
Yeah,
You
there's
agree with that?
yeah, I agree, and I hope State agrees with us that we should or he wants to tank in the summer league.
Yeah, state is funny, man. But yeah, I get his perspective, but at the same time, man, you gotta like you have to win. That's it. There's nothing else to really like sugarcoat or make it sound better. Like
Yeah,
you have to take pride in winning at some point. And I
yeah, and
think right?
it's how you build a culture, right? You
Yeah,
know, if you're the cultures should be so good that you're gonna be like tired of winning. It's like, okay, we got 25 in a row. We can spare this once a while, right? So I would love that to be the case.
yeah. You have to make winning so like a part of everything that like that it doesn't matter. Like if you win, it's like okay, we won the game.
Yeah,
Where's the tape for the next game? It should be like
exactly.
that. Like winning should just be something that we just do. You know, like that. So I kind of respect what the Knicks did. They didn't draft anybody. I know everybody was upset about that. But just thinking about how it is now, look at our young guys. We got a lot of second-year players. So we giving Deuce a chance to play. We giving Grimes a chance to play and really prove themselves. If we had another high-level rookie here, then we would just be really focusing on the new rookie. That would be the focus. We like they're dedicating, um, you know, their time and their efforts all toward the young guys that we already have. So I appreciate that.
And you were just to add, listen, only guy currently signed on the Knicks over 30 years old is Derrick Rose. And I think this might be one of the seasons that he won't be playing major minutes for Tibbs.
Right.
It's going to be like minor spot minutes somewhere and stuff like that. The rest of the guys are below 30 because Fournier is below 30. Randall is below, he's what, 27, 26,
Yeah.
27, I think. So, and the rest of the guys are like 24. So I don't know, adding one more guy that's going to be like 19 or 20 ain't going to change the difference. We're still going to be a young team. So,
Yeah. The age is nothing too. That's something that you
yeah,
bring up state. That's something that's like overblown too. Because like you just said that Evan Fournier is not 30. Evan Fournier is not 30. He's
yeah,
29 years old.
yeah,
So I mean, last year he was 28 at one point.
yeah,
So we're acting like Evan Fournier is like 35. He's like 29 years old, and we're talking about
yeah.
we need to get rid of these vets. He is 29, fam. That's
Yeah, and listen,
crazy.
it's crazy to ask for a team to get built with like only like 25-year-olds, 24 and younger guys, right? Because it's like you would go for, I don't know, a bus ride like from school, and it would be only like second graders, and there would be like no other teacher, right?
Right,
They're not going to know what to do. It's you have to have a vet that's going to be able to show you the ropes and even off the court, right? Know how to act and how to do all the stuff around you so you don't get in trouble. We saw teams like, listen, the early Wizards teams, that when Gortat was there with Beal, with Wall, the stories that Gortat is telling people now in podcasts and stuff like that, the wild things, bro, wild things were happening because they didn't have vets. They were doing so many crazy stuff that nowadays they would void those contracts and would ask for the money back.
right.
So
Yeah, it's a different thing right now. Back in the days, they only trusted vets that even have rookies out there, because not for
yeah,
nothing, like Michael Jordan was saying that the guys were doing coke in the locker room and shit.
yeah,
They were smoking cigarettes at halftime and they were drinking beers and doing coke in the locker
yeah,
room. Like, how could you have a league like that? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's why they
exactly.
couldn't play rookies, because you can't have rookies playing around with these guys with grown men like that. But I
Yeah, they
mean,
were in a separate locker room.
yeah, yeah. But now this in this day and age, it's more catered to like the youth, and because of the athleticism and stuff like that. So guys that are really established themselves in the league, like a Taj Gibson, these type of guys, they're respected around the league. So you need that presence to help the young guys, because the young guys now are the ones that are drinking lean and smoking weed, and beating up their girlfriends and all kind of stuff. They're the ones doing it now. So it's a different world that we live in. So we definitely need that extra guidance out there. You know, it
Yeah,
kind of
look,
sucks to
look,
say that.
look, look how the Hornets, like you said, mentioned, Bridges, wild stuff happening there. Harold, the same thing, bro. He might get sentenced to 10 years for, possession and writing wrong, so he got caught, what, another state or something like that,
I
bro.
don't
Two guys that were on the same team, and they got the coaching change and stuff like that. Not really vets. Oh, the same thing. Devonta Graham, you heard? He played with the Hornets, right? And now
Yeah,
he played for the Pelicans.
right.
Again, another guy busted. That
What happened with
something
him?
on that. Oh, he got busted for driving under influence, I think,
Oh,
DUI or something like that.
right.
So listen, three guys in one off season coming from the same team, literally. So that's why you gotta have vets and like professional vets, not like Gilbert Arenas and teaching these kids how to play cards on the plane and stuff like that. So
Right. Yo, speaking of Gilbert Arenas, that one of the guy that guy that he had that incident with the guns in the locker room. One of the guys
yeah,
that he had the incident with is in jail for life right now. I think for like killing his girlfriend or something like that.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, he's playing
exactly.
playing with the wrong guy in the locker room with guns and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, those are things that shouldn't be happening in professional teams.
Yeah,
Why those things happen is beyond me, because they got so many trainers, so many coaches around, like even the guy that brings the equipment around, right?
yeah,
He can be like, listen guys, just we got professional careers, we got plenty of money for this, why we got to do this, right?
yeah.
But
It's true. There's a lot invested. It's not just the teams itself. It's even like sponsors and
yeah,
like the NBA. And we're talking about the salary cap going up. It's going up because of TV contracts and stuff like that. So if the product is all messed up, where the guys are doing these type of things, you're messing up the money. You're messing up the money. So
yeah,
one thing I give credit for the Knicks too. They're not only drafting well as far as talent wise, but they're drafting great kids. Like,
yeah,
just look at everybody that we drafted. Mitchell Robinson is the only one that's kind of like shaky, because his family might be a little nutty, but he himself, I think he's probably like the most stable person in his whole family, probably. Yeah,
yeah. And listen, you know why I think they had to gamble on Mitch? Because on before the whole year that happened in the NCAA and stuff like that with him, he was projected to be like what, top three center in
Yeah,
that rookie class, and he fell to the second round. So they were like, listen, we're gonna gamble on this guy, because like you said, all of our rookies are great guys, family, family people, mothers and fathers were sports stars, whatever, played here, played there, so they're from good families, we can say it that way, right?
hmm
And listen, this matters. I was speaking from for with the scout in the NBA, the Polish scout for that scouts for the Nuggets. Actually, I had a small conversation with him. I'm trying to get him on the show one of these days. But listen, they know everything. When he goes scouting for a game, he asks the janitors, is this guy working off, after hours and stuff like that. So, they're asking around, the neighbors and stuff like that for information about these kids. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna look at the box score. Okay, he scores good, he shoots good. I'm gonna watch 1 2 games. They ask janitors, neighbors, they know, the math teacher, whatever. They want to know as much details as possible. If you are, a consistent worker, is the work ethic there? If you're putting on extra time from other, life, stuff, right? Not only from basketball, from other things too. So,
Yeah. I
it's
want to
really
know if
important
guys
for
are
them.
peeing on the toilet seat. That's how far I want to know. Is the guy peeing?
Yeah,
Is he wiping up the pee off the toilet seat? What kind of a guy is he? Is he like a piece of
yeah,
shit? Is he washing his hands after he uses the bathroom? That
yeah,
type of thing. You
and
need to know
exactly
everything.
like you're saying, they're asking his former teammates, vets that were on his team and stuff like that. They're asking everyone for everything. So
Yeah. And shout out to Paris, man. Paris dug in the house. This guy's like throwing nickels and dimes at me. $2 every 10 minutes he throws at me. Appreciate you, man. You're basically the only one that gets super chats in this place, man. So if I ever see you, if I don't have nothing to give you, man, I might have to give you the shirt off my back or something. Because you've definitely been
yeah,
supporting
but
big time.
Parish Duggar must be a rich guy though. He tips everyone.
Yeah, I see.
Whatever show or he has, like, I don't know, a bot, a script, just tip whatever, YouTube channel I'm watching every now and then.
Mhm.
But he's tipping everyone, bro.
Yeah, I noticed
So
that.
salute to you, Parish, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, man. But the price of pizza done went up, man. So I mean, $2, ain't but so much pizza you can get with
You're
that.
gonna get like half a slice, please.
Yeah, just joking, man. But I definitely appreciate the help there, man. That's really
You gotta
appreciate.
lay off the pizza, bro.
Yeah, I'm eating all the pizza, literally all the pizza. Yeah, yo, I got a bag of chips right here, so I'm just like not learning my lesson at all. But listen, like tomorrow is gonna be my day one. Do you know how many day ones I've had this year? But
Yeah,
tomorrow's gonna be my official
each
day
Monday,
one.
right? Each Monday.
Every Monday, every Monday, man. But for real, because I mean, I have like all kind of charts and stuff. Stuff that I've been working on trying to get myself together, and I literally have like 17 weeks to get myself ready for this marathon, man. So I gotta get busy. And then also too, you're talking about Simmons doing a picnic, right? A fucking
Yeah,
a barbecue get
cookout.
together.
Yeah, yeah, cookout.
Yeah, a cookout. So give me some details. I know the guys talking about playing basketball and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, there's not many details out yet. I know that Steph is going to be probably in charge of most of this stuff with Tony. It's supposed to be around September, probably.
Right.
It's going to be in Brooklyn. That's for what I know, at least. You know, info probably is going to drop around early August, so people can prepare, get that time off. It's going to be easier for Knicks fans because it's going to be in New York, not AC, right? So
Right. So I was telling you before, I'm with it. I'm ready. So I mean that's motivation there to get myself prepared for that because I,
yeah,
I I do want a rematch for my guy Tony. You know what I'm saying? I do want a rematch because I mean like when you don't play ball in a long time and then you finally play ball, it's like the best feeling. It's like damn, why don't I play ball anymore? I forgot how much that I love to play. And then like you realize that your mind and like your body really doesn't lose like the game, but outside of you being out of shape is a whole different scenario. But you
yeah,
shooting your shooting form and everything that you do otherwise, none of that stuff really leaves you. It's like riding a bike. You just really have to
yeah,
maintain your cardiovascular, and your weight.
yeah. That's true. Well, yo, I didn't play ball for what 5 years, I think now.
Wow.
So I tore my ACL once. I had the operation. I returned too fast. I torn it another time, and I didn't know I tore it. So I was playing without an ACL,
Wow.
and it came back like 2 years after. And when I went skiing, and I was
Shit.
going a little bit too fast, bro. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn, and my knees like the like the power is none. I was like numb, and I was like, what was that? And I tripped, fell, whatever. And I remember, I was like, oh, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have a day off. And when I come back to Poland, because I was in Italy, for the ski trip, right? I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back in Poland. I'm gonna get an MRI, right? And the doc says on the MRI, like, bro, you don't have that ACL. And I was like, oh shit, I tore it again. And he's like, nah, nah, you on one side it's good, on the other side it's torn. So you had to tear it like at the earliest, like 6 months maybe before, after the first surgery. And I was
Right.
like, bro, the first surgery was like 5 years ago. so so I was like, without the ACL, for the last 5 years. And I was like, ah, shit. So
Well, when you went skiing, right? So people don't realize that you can actually play live and without an ACL. You actually
yeah,
play. You can play basketball, everything without one.
yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. The worst thing is, like, because skiing is not a dynamic sport, right? You don't jump and you don't fall on it.
Right.
The most important thing is, when you don't have the ACL, it doesn't hold your knee when you drop with dynamic on the floor, and then it has to have the stable thing, right?
Yeah.
The knee is like with jello, and then sometimes it's like you lose the energy, and the knee goes numb, and you're trying to move it this way, and it's like numb, because it's so loose. So
Yeah. I've torn my ACL too, man. So I mean, like you really don't know what it is unless it happens to you.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
definitely something I'd never forget when I tore my
Yeah,
ACL.
yeah. I remember when I tore my ACL, I was like, oh well, let me sit out like 2-3 possessions. I'm gonna go and come back to the game. And of course that didn't happen. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit out the whole practice. Then I went home by car. I drove my car, and it was my right knee, right? So I drove my car to the apartment. I was like, listen, to my wife. I was telling to my wife, listen, I fell today on the practice. And she's like, and then I take my pants off, and the knee is like a balloon, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me go to the emergency room. I go to the emergency room. The guy says, they just put some cold ice on it, and try to visit the doc in 2-3 days. You're gonna see. I go to the doc in 2-3 days, and he says, like, bro, it's torn. What did the guy in the emergency room tell you? And I was like, he said, just a little bit, uh how do you call it, fluids there and stuff like that, and you're gonna be fine. So I was like, that was a surprise for me when he told me that it's torn, because I went to the ER by myself again by car. So I was
Right.
driving without an ACL right after it happened. So now I'm laughing about it, but then I was like, yo, I could have, the knee could have gave away on every break I wanted to do, when I was driving to the ER. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
uh,
For me, I tore my ACL the exact same way that Chris Tapps did. Chris Tapps came off. He went baseline kind of across the paint, and he tried to to switch the other hand in the air, and he landed wrong. So that's
yeah.
exactly what happened to me. I just came across the lane off one foot, off my right foot, but I landed on no, excuse me, I jumped off the left foot, switched, and then landed on the left foot. So it was very, very awkward. And I totally popped it, and then I ejected myself out of the gym. And then as soon as I hit the floor, guys are like, "Yo, man, you playing? Let's go, man. Who wants to take a spot? Take a spot." Because it was just one of those gyms. So
Yeah, I
I probably did it
remember.
to myself.
Yeah, I remember. I cut the passing lane, and I was like literally going for a layup, but the guy that I stole the ball from, he was chasing down me, right?
Right,
And I was like, I'm gonna stop and do the okie doke. He's gonna fly by.
right.
I stop. I do the okie doke, and the guy starts to fly, but he's falling straight up on me. So
Oh
it
wow.
wouldn't be probably my fall. Oh, exactly like Fahrenheit now. And I stopped, and the guy jumped on me, and I wasn't that overweight to tore my ACL, but that dude jumped with full force, landed on me. And the guys in the gym already knew that it was really bad, because they saw my knee like bent inside, and it bent so bad that the guys were I felt really big pain. But when I saw the faces of the guys around in the gym, they saw how the knee bended, so they knew that it's definitely a major injury. And I saw the frightened faces, and I was like, oh shit, this is going to be bad. But I was like, okay, let me set out a couple of positions, because we're always like playing like 14, 15 people. So it's when it's 15 it's 3 teams, when it's 14 it's like 2 teams for 7. So I set out a couple of positions. I tried to get in, but I was like, nah, it's so loose, I ain't gonna risk it. So
It's crazy,
yeah,
man.
that was the story of my career.
Yeah, it hurts, man. Like for me,
Yeah,
when I did it, what you gonna say?
it hurts like
Yeah,
bro. I remember that might be the first and only time I got tears in my eyes.
yeah, that's what I was
It
gonna say.
was,
Like it really hurts your pride more than anything, because like
yeah,
when you're playing, you're in shape, so that you're competing. You know, what I'm saying
yeah,
you got confidence going. You know, and then as soon as that happens, all of that goes. You know, that confidence goes, and then you're
yeah,
thinking in your mind, maybe I didn't tear my ACL, maybe I just sprained it. I'll be good, whatever. But then once you start stepping on it and it triggers, you're like, oh shit, nah, I think I tore something in there. You know, so for me, like I was so like messed up by it. I jumped on the train. I had to take the train home. I took the train home, whatever. My leg was wobbling. I got home and I just jumped in the bed. And I threw the covers over me and I just like almost cried myself to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So when I woke up, my lady, my son's mother at the time, she comes in and she goes, "Yo, what happened?" You know, like whatever. I say, "Yeah, man, I think I hurt my leg." He said, "Let me see." I take the thing off my leg and my whole leg from my waist all the way down to my ankle was like the size of like a tree trunk. You know,
yeah,
she was, oh my god, you know, like oh shit, you know. But you know that was on my leg though. That wasn't the other one. It was my left leg, not the middle one. Yeah,
yeah,
but she was like, you know, she was like scared because it was like my leg had swelled so big. It looked like it looked like it was worse. It looked like I was in a car accident or something. The way how big it swelled up. Yeah, but then the
yeah.
swelling
So
went down. You know, so what the fuck, you know?
yeah, yeah. I remember though. Listen, it's a thing that, and I remember. Listen, I was playing basketball like 7 months after the surgery,
Yeah,
and the
me too.
doc was like, "Oh, bro, you're so well, on like before the schedule and stuff like that." And I was like, "Cool, it looks, everything looks fine." But I think I knew when I retore it, because there was something like I shoot a three, the guy didn't box me out, so I went in for the rebound and I jumped up. When I came back with the ball, my knee snapped again to the middle,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh shit!" It popped again, but I was playing basketball till the end of the practice, literally like 2 possessions off, and I played. But probably was then. It swelled for 2 days, and then I was still playing basketball, but still, since it was getting like loose every now and then, I was like, okay, I ain't gonna tear this again. So, and the worst thing for me, I would fix it. I would go for the operation the second time. The only thing that bothers me is you gotta rehab it, right? And
Right.
rehab is a B. And the worst thing for me is it's not the pain of the rehab, the time and stuff like that. The worst thing is I got my company. And if I'm not there for like 12 weeks or 15 weeks, you don't know what's gonna happen with the
Right.
with the company. And I can't do it like always from home, work from home, and get everything under control from home. If that wouldn't be the case, I would probably get the ACL fixed again. But I can't afford like 14, 16, 18 weeks at home, to get that all rehab done and stuff like that. So that's out of the question at this point.
Yeah, it's a bitch because I mean, if you like, you only rehab really because you want to get out there and play again.
Yeah,
You know, but
yeah,
if you're not motivated to play like that, then what's the point of doing all that, going through all that pain? Because it really is like you said, is a B. Like it really is like a bitch. Because I mean, you have to get the range of motion going, you know, all of
yeah,
that stuff. You know,
yeah.
yeah. So
So
guys can see what I'm doing on the screen here. I'm trying to trying to be discreet about it. But State wants to pop in, so I'm going to send him a link. Yeah, so State might come in here, man. So everybody get your eardrums ready. I'm just I'm just joking. Yo, the Knicks are busting their ass, like lack of a better term. You know, we are destroying them right now.
yeah,
You know, and I
it's
figured
been
that.
mollywopping them.
Fucking Molly Wafford. Yes, yes. But it's to be expected because if you look at their roster, we don't know. I don't know who these people are. They have like a team full of no names. The only guy that I know is the one that you said
Yeah,
from
from
Slovenia,
Serbia.
whatever
Yeah,
the fuck, Serbia. Yeah, you know, that's the only guy that I know because I actually saw him. I remember seeing him play, uh, for Chicago during the year.
yeah.
Get out of here. There you go. 59-24. It's crazy. Yeah, so there's a decent amount of people coming in here taking a look. You got G Mark. G Mark is funny, man. He said Montero was building pyramids and shit. Here he goes running the full length of the court. Got a nice little layup there. This is only halftime, bro.
Yeah. Yo, if this goes, the same way in the second half, it's gonna be like 120-50.
Jesus Christ. Well, remember this is a Knicks team, and Dice and Tibbs are like his right hand. So we might, it's in the third quarter to death, right? We might lose the lead, and that's what been happening last year.
Or Dice is gonna be playing Grimes and McBride like the rest of the game on the court, last 20 minutes.
Mhm. Playing 40 minutes a game in the freaking preseason. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Hines. Mr. Hines' go to word is "Let's go Knicks." Salute to Shah. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody. Taking a look. You know, this is like preseason. The team itself is getting itself together. But also me, also like I usually do halftime to crunch time because I can never get myself together in time to watch the Knicks games at 7:30. So I'm usually ready by 8:30. So then that I can really lock into it and really give my takes and stuff like that. So this year I might try something a little different. I might not do halftime to crunch time. I might just continue to do this full watch along thing. What do you think about it, Andy?
Yo, listen, every time it's gonna be an early game, I can join, but I enjoy the regular games.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This year it'll be a lot easier for me this year to take off. Oh, there goes State to take. He looks like a freaking villain, right? Yo, State man, you look like a freaking Marvel villain. Just standing over us. Hello, guys.
What's up, fellas?
Chilling, chilling. You see that
Yeah,
score, man?
Yo, I'm watching the game. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm happy. Besides the bullshit that's going on Twitter, I'm good, man. I like what I seen today, man. Baron, he's a keeper. Baron Hunt.
He's good, man.
I really like that dude. Yo, what's up, Andy? Shout outs to you.
well, what up? What up? Say.
Jericho Sims did a spin move. Did you see the ball when he got the ball at the top of the key? He did a spin move. It's funny because when he did that spin move, all I could think about is Eru voice in my head saying Mitchell Robinson's trash.
and we literally did that. State.
But yo, Sims don't belong here. Browns is playing well. That was a great first half, man. That was great. Good first half, man. I love Tibbs. Tibbs is probably smiling right now. Smiling. Oh man.
Tibbs is a piece of shit, man. He is the one. He is the one. Like Dice K, watching Dice K run the team. Like I don't know if you're looking at the offense Steve. This is basically what we're doing. This is the Knicks offense. We're gonna be pushing the ball, trying to get offense immediately. If we can't get that going, then it's gonna be two guys on one side, two guys on the next, and one guy going one-on-one. That's gonna be the offense.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, Iru, like you're saying, the offense is literally the same, just the personnel, because Burks can't push the ball that fast. RJ ain't that fast and Julius ain't that fast to the fast break.
Right.
That's why these young guys, this offense ain't that bad looking. Meanwhile, the main roster is gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna hold it up. We're gonna hold it up. Yeah, now it's your turn. Now it's my turn. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. And that's why we're going to be pissed at the regular season if these guys ain't going to be running like this young squad.
Yeah.
The ball.
That's why they this guy Julius probably lost all that weight, man.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily lose weight, but he definitely like leaned out a lot, man. So maybe
Oh,
that's
I
the
think
reason.
he lost weight, bro. I think he at least 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Looked like 20. But what's the one thing in these first two summer league games that we all notice? The ball don't never fucking sticks. It never sticks. The ball goes side. It's never north-south. So, and I'm looking at the offense too. It's funny you mentioned offense. These are the same sets that I've seen the Knicks run in the past 2 years, literally. But the difference is, I guess when the younger players is on the court, they follow it to a T because they get a ball and it looks better. I hope the Knicks, the bigger club is watching because this looks nice, man. I like what Grimes and those where they playing great defense. That's the thing, that defensive culture. The Knicks, I really like that.
Well, me and Andy was talking about the winning and losses, man, because I know you're always big on, we're losing the meaningless games, winning the meaningless games and that type of thing. So I mean, summer league is that meaningless game stuff, man. So what do you think about winning these meaningless games? They mean something, man, for the culture,
So for the culture, right? So the way we ended the season, right? Go in the summer league. So now imagine if they win the summer league title, right? This little shindig, whatever. So they win that. So now the fans is pumped up because now they like, well, Quentin Grimes, he's ready. And this, that, and third, and we ain't lose no games in summer league. People gonna take stock into that, man. You got to take some type of stock into it. It depends on what type of narrative you're trying to tackle. Like if the narrative is Quentin Grimes and Jericho Sims is just too good for summer league, well, you're watching it in real time. They're just too good to be playing with these other players. But that's what you want to see. So I take these meaningless games, man. I take a summer league championship too. Shit, that make me prop up Grimes even more.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, me and Andy, because it's like the organization, the players. It doesn't matter who it is, because I mean, all the Knicks are there. Obi and Julius, everybody's on the sideline. They're there. So to see the Knicks, just the logo, to see the logo winning on the court, that does something to your mind. They're saying, listen, we dominated in the summer league. This is us. So now it motivates you. So I want to show these guys in preseason that that we can do it, that we can keep doing this thing. This is just what we do. There's not something that we have to strive to do. This is something that, as an organization, every time that the Knicks is out there, we just win. We're gonna try to win. Take your soul from you.
So I don't know if you and Andy seen it. So I put a poll out earlier, right? In the poll, I put the Knicks gonna win 54 games next season, and I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid. But when you're watching the sets that this summer league team is running, and mind you, Deuce is sloppy. He's been a little sloppy today, but he's still playing a little well. The Kills kid, he's not ready yet. But you're watching the offense, so I could just imagine having Brunson, a guy who just does not make mistakes, a guy who's always steady. He's going to get everybody the touches that they need. You can just imagine how much better the real main ball club would be with just better point guard play. Like, and I like what Deuce is doing so far. Deuce plays hell as well, but he's just not ready yet.
Yeah, I'm looking for the poll so I can post it, right? And look what I see. Like, stay, you are crazy, man. Look at this motherfucker here. Lord have mercy.
Nah, man, cause I'm sick of dudes, man, that be coming on my tweets, man. They be coming real disrespectful, man, under my tweets. And I be like, and they don't even be Knicks fans. Like, you a Suns fan. Like, why the fuck are you under my tweet? And then you look like that. So then you under my tweet, and then you're not even handsome. So now you just fucking with me, right?
At least be good looking, right? If you're gonna talk shit, at least be good looking.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm happy I got these blue eyes, right, you?
Yeah, I could look at Andy all day, man. Andy could talk as much shit as he wants to, as long as I get to look at him. He's all right.
Oh, State, you know why I didn't vote in that poll?
Why?
Because you know why I didn't vote in that poll?
Go ahead.
You're not a citizen? I'm just joking.
But you didn't have Fournier in the lineup.
Oh, yo.
If you had him, I would be like 62 games.
Nah. Let Shaz like, yeah, man. He needs to get off the Knicks. No disrespect to him, man.
Who's that?
Huh?
Fournier.
Evan Fournier.
But like state, like as far as like the culture of winning and stuff like that, like aside from that, I don't think the Knicks are gonna make a move. I just don't think they're gonna make a move, man. So I mean, like just talent wise on the roster, the guys that we have, like Jericho Sims got better. So it's a good feeling, and you see Grimes got better. Deuce is more confident. So I'm expecting Cam Reddish to follow suit. So these guys are getting better. So I don't think the Knicks are gonna make any moves. So we're gonna get better internally. So I mean, just like the cream hopefully will rise in training camp and stuff. But Fournier still fits in the mix. He's still a good player, and Andy brought it up too, man. Fournier is only 29 years old. Did you know he was 29? That kind of shocked me a little bit.
Y'all could sell me on Derrick Rose. You could sell me on Derrick Rose. Anytime, all day, any day of the week, you can sell me on Derrick Rose. Reddish shot 36% from three. Grimes shot 39% from three last season. RJ shot 34% from three. Randall is not staying at 30% from three. And oh my God, okay, Grimes putting the ball on the floor. So, and I'm watching Grimes right now, who shot 39% from three last season. I have no use for Evan Fournier. No disrespect to him. I just don't know where he plays. Now Derrick Rose. Now we can always talk some Derrick Rose. I'm not going to do that to Derrick Rose, but I want my team to play defense. I want my team to switch 1 through 5. I don't want none of my players to be hunted on defense. I like the way the Boston Celtics built their team. And it's ironic that the Celtics lose both Kemba and Evan Fournier out of their starting lineup. The next season, they go to the finals. I guess when you boot Evan Fournier out this starting fucking lineup, I guess we're going to the finals next season, right, Eru? I guess we boot Kemba and Evan out. I guess we're going to the finals, right? I mean, hey.
You never know. You never know, though, man. You never know.
I mean,
but
Fournier is a good player, though. I'm not going to continue to sit here and act like and just keep dismissing his oh my God, Grimes again. I'm not gonna keep dismissing him breaking the 3-point record. It's just I understand where my team is at and what we're trying to do, and I want to bank on. I think one thing, and I want y'all to I don't think y'all mentioned this. I want to bank on RJ and Reddish both being in contract years. I think we got to bank on that. I think we got to take advantage of that because I think they'll play even harder and play with more winning basketball. If you win, you get paid. Shit, Randall got paid. Erlin's got paid. They won. I want to dismiss the almighty 4th seed, but they won. They got paid. So I would like to see more winning. Mitch got paid too. So Mitch, I hope Mitch is watching Sims, man, because his seat should be hot every night. Every night. I should never record a pod with Eru next season, and me and Eru starts the pod, and I ask Eru, why the fuck did Mitchell Robinson only get 5 rebounds today? I don't want to hear about Randall getting defensive rebound. I used that excuse last year. Mitch is the $15 million man. He got to get treated accordingly, man.
Yeah, but we're deep though. So I mean, if Mitch only got 5 rebounds for the game, I'm hoping that Hardison had his back and played well that game. That's the reason why, or maybe Sims. Hopefully somebody played well in order to make me feel a little bit better about that. But Andy made a point in Sims' podcast. You was talking about the defense, Andy. You explain what you were saying about the defense, just like pertaining to Fournier,
But you mean what? That about the defensive and why Fournier not Grimes?
Well, just like you were talking about switching.
Oh yeah. Listen, today's NBA, the offense is always predicted, on screens and fast ball movement and personal movement. So these guys, whenever they match up, they're still gonna switch literally every possession. So for listen, first off, for fans saying that backcourt with Jalen Brunson and Fournier is gonna be terrible defensively, RJ is the same height as Fournier is. Why he can't play? The shooting guard. On the defense. He's supposed to be way better than Fournier, so I don't see a problem there. And meanwhile, they're gonna still be switching around. So I think it's really a waste of time. Saying Fournier is too bad on defense. That's why he has to hit the bench. Because that ain't the argument for me. if you want to tell me that Fournier is a good shooter, but there's not as many touches on the floor with the starting lineup because we added a Jalen Brunson, which requires like 20 shots a game. RJ is going to get 20 and Julius is going to get 20. So I don't think, your starting lineup is going to have like 85 or 90 shots per game. That's the argument for me to put Fournier on the bench and allow him to get, those 15, whatever around that number shots per game up. But if you're gonna, and then Grimes can come in the starting lineup and take those 5-6 shots a game that's gonna be left, out of the starting lineup.
Where does
But
Reddish?
Or Reddish, but but don't you think that it's gonna be the same thing actually with Reddish? He ain't gonna get more shots than Brunson. He ain't gonna get more shots than RJ. He ain't gonna get more shots than Julius, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why lose his playmaking ability, shot making, capability, whatever you want to call it, and play him with the starting lineup?
Who? Evan Fournier.
Reddish.
What you mean? Reddish is way more athletic. Reddish is way more.
Yeah. But I'm saying that he can create in the second, in the bench lineup. With that, they're gonna need that ability for a guy to create for himself, not only for to shoot like Fournier or to create like quickly. They're gonna need way more guys. His skill set is gonna be way more valuable with the second unit than with the starters, because the starters are gonna play their offense.
Like, I like that you defending Evan Fournier, but an Evan Fournier, Jalen Brunson backup tells me barbecue chicken. 1, 2. If you go into the playoffs with an Evan Fournier, Jalen Brunson backcourt, you're going to get cooked every time because both of those two players is going to be hunted. And then on top of the fact, imagine, and we already seen this. Imagine Randall and Evan Fournier trying to guard a pick and roll, and then the other guy's Jalen Brunson. That's not good defense, Andy. And then,
but I don't think you heard what Andy said though. Andy was saying that there's gonna be a lot of switching and stuff like that, so you can fix it. Well, I mean, it just as far as just the way the offense plays, Julius Randle, RJ, and Brunson, they're gonna take all the shots. You know what I'm saying? So having Cam Reddish in that mix, Cam Reddish is not gonna really be able to take advantage of his skill set. But coming off the bench will be a little bit more easy because he'll be by himself really. Coming off the bench, so he'll be able to get those shots that he wouldn't get if he was starting the game, because I mean Fournier could disappear as just a spot up shooter, with Jalen, Julius, and RJ.
Yeah, that's why you gotta love the Brunson pickup, because now I don't expect for RJ to shoot 17 shots a game at all. I don't expect for the Knicks to have no 20-point scorers. Honestly, probably one. But I expect for this team to play team ball. If they play team ball, I think everything will sort itself out. But the one common denominator is Thibodeau. Thibodeau got to shape it together. And that whole, like, I like what Andy is saying. Evan Fournier got the size, but we need the athleticism. Our team is slow. We need athleticism on the court. RJ's not athletic. Randall's not athletic. Brunson's not athletic. You need somebody flying around. So that's why Cam Reddish gives me the best hope. Now, what I'm seeing from Grimes, I wouldn't mind Grimes starting either. But if you give Grimes the ball in the corner and it's like 4 seconds left on the shot clock, he's not going to get off a good shot. I could trust Reddish to do that. But it's up to the coach, though. It's up to the coach. And it's up to Reddish, too.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Word. Like, are you going to redo other shit besides taking bad shots?
Like, one thing we was arguing one time state about what's his name, Trevor Ariza. You were saying, oh, that's disrespect to whatever. But I mean, if Cam Reddish can take on the Trevor Ariza role, that's good, because that means if Cam Reddish is to the point where he's like quote unquote reduced to playing Cam Reddish role, I mean Trevor Ariza role, that means that we're good. That means that everything else is working, and Cam Reddish has his role playing that way. So I mean, that means that we're a good basketball team. If Cam Reddish is on it like that,
It depends. I mean, the Ariza role, I really like that Wiggins role. That fourth creator, fifth shot creator. I really like that Wiggins role.
No, but Wiggins on the other hand, like for Golden State, he was like the second leading scorer. So he's not really the fourth
And the
option on
third
that team.
and State, he was the third option because their
Yeah.
center never took a shot, and Draymond, you would have to like put a needle in his ass for him to
Yeah.
take a shot. So
And
so he
Klay
was the
Thompson
third
also,
option there.
right? Klay Thompson,
Yeah.
he wasn't really like Klay. He wasn't Klay Thompson. He was just like regular. So the second and third option, they both kind of was like hand in hand, kind of some nights.
Forget that. Not the shot attempts. I'm talking about who got the ball in their hands. He's the fourth person who got the ball in their hands behind Klay, Curry, Draymond. Oh, Jordan Poole. So I think he's the fifth shot creator on that team. But you see all those names I named before I got the Wiggins. So it got to fall within itself.
Well, the grass is always greener, and then the light's always brighter on the other side. But on the Knicks for our team, like I said, we got Julius, we got RJ, and we got Brunson. Those three guys right there. Add Fournier to the mix. You can add Cam to it. Add Grimes and stuff. There's a lot of guys touching the ball there. There's a lot of ball movers. But we're not going to play like Golden State. We're going to play like the Knicks. So there's going to be a lot of guys that need the ball. A lot of things that we could take advantage of. So as a team, as a unit, we're gonna need all 10 guys in order to be like competitive the way that Golden State is, because we're not them. We're not top heavy like that. We're gonna need all 10 guys.
Key word before I get out of here to charge my phone. Key word. It's called buy in. Will they buy in?
That's the big thing, yeah.
You gotta buy in. Eru, I'll pop back in. I'll pop back in a few. Yo, Andy, man.
State went into the Matrix.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was only me that lost him, or
yeah. So I mean, you see State, man. State he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? But the motherfucker, he got an opinion, and that's it. Ain't no opinion unless he sees it happen. Then he say, "Oh yeah, he was right about that." But it just makes for a good conversation. State's a good dude. Yo, man. People are talking about it in the chat. Shop Howard just said it just now. Yo, this guy Sims is putting on a show today, man. You been watching?
Yeah, of course.
Just now, he just took it on coast to coast.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not the first time this game even. So, listen, if he can do it in the in the regular season, that's always that. Listen, this might be the key: fast initiating the fast break, the offense. So sometimes it's split seconds that the defense doesn't recognize someone leaking out and stuff like that.
Right.
And we know that the Knicks need easy baskets with Tibbs' offense, right? So
yeah. Well, I love this, man. I wish I could rewind, because I can't really rewind. But I'm gonna see if they're gonna show this replay. But I mean, just every time that there's a action, right? Like he sets up a pick, and he gets into space and access for the ball. Yeah. So when he gets
dives,
the ball,
right?
Huh?
He dives to the hoop.
Yeah, he dives, but he doesn't just get the ball and be like, okay, pass it back. He gets the ball. Okay, now I'm looking what's happening. Now I'm making my move. I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing something with the ball. So I mean that alone, it's just gonna add so much dynamic to the game. That's why I just don't. I'm really not a fan of Mitch Robinson. I get that he's gonna give us something. He does have an NBA skill, defense, and all that defense, and whatever. But listen, man, when Jericho Sims gets the ball, he's not dead. He gets the ball. Yeah. He looks like he's looking for a pass. It's not there. He takes a look over his shoulder. Oh, okay, bam, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Come get it, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna create an offense. And now he's dribbling the length of the court too.
Yeah, and listen, not to mention that when Sims gets that rebound or ball down the around the hoop, he ain't that clumsy that he's gonna fall, trip, and wherever act a fool. So he's solid. He has that balance. So I'm gonna be comfortable with him. Like now.
Yeah, and he's not looking at the refs to help him too. Like when Mitch Robinson gets the ball, he's like, "Yo, I got a foul," and then he's like arguing with the refs. Like don't argue, play. You know,
Exactly.
that's always my biggest gripe with him. Just play. Stop arguing. You're the biggest dude on the court. Play, man. You know, don't ask for help from the refs. Get better.
Yeah, and that sometimes that pisses, and that was the case with Quickly. That's why I was so rough on him the first season. He was looking for those fouls, bro. I was like, I hated playing versus guys like that they were looking for the foul instead of making the bucket.
Yeah.
I understand when you get fouled and make the bucket, it's cool, but you know, it shouldn't be that priority. Priority is get the hoop, and then you're gonna get the foul. Not like, oh, I'm gonna reach for the foul and then I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
put it up. Maybe it's gonna fall.
State was mentioning Golden State. I always mention Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, they play a nasty style of basketball. The only person that's yelling and screaming is the coach. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one fighting the refs and stuff like that. The players are intimidating the other players on the other team. You know, between Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry and Bam Adebayo, these guys are doing their job physically on the basketball court. You know, it might not be a lot of chirping, but it's just a lot of just physically instilling your will on the other team. You know, the only person that should be yelling and arguing is the coach, because that's his job. You know, you guys instill work the game plan, take care of what's happening on the court, and let the coach handle everything else. And that's the way it should be. You know,
Yeah.
I'm you know, yeah, I live for that, man. I live for that. You know, like some of the best games that I ever played. Like I said, I never played like organized basketball, so I can't talk to you about like playing high level organized basketball. But I can talk to you about tournaments and stuff like that. So if I'm playing in a tournament and then like the referee, because like, when you play in these tournaments, some of these referees are pieces of shit. You know, these guys, they're like a bus driver during the week, and then on the weekend now he wants to abuse little children at church tournaments and stuff like that. So some of these guys are pieces of shit. You know, so when you get out there and you see that, it affects you. But if your coach got your back and your coach is calling him all kind of this, that, and the other, and all this other stuff, it's funny to you, but it helps you concentrate on the game. And then now the referee, your coach got your back, and then now I'm going to back up the coach and play hard for my guy. That's how it works. You know, I think
Yeah.
Miami got that down pat.
Yeah, they're not afraid, to pay the fine sometimes. So,
Yeah.
that's also like you said, you rub my hand, I'm gonna rub yours. So
Yeah, man, we're all in it together. Even us fans, they say Madison Square Garden is like the best world's most famous arena. It's most famous because of us, because of the fans and stuff.
yeah,
The fans get out there. We're the sixth man. They call us the sixth man for a reason, because if Tom Thibodeau is barking at the refs and doing his thing, if the players on the court are handling their business on the court, then watch us handle our business in the crowd. Watch what we do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these young guys, that's the whole problem with this Twitter thing. There's a lot of young guys that were not old enough to remember those days. When we were good. We made the playoffs for like, I'm gonna say like 13 straight years, or maybe 11 straight years we made the playoffs.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like Ewing was a Knick for 13 years, I believe, and we made the playoffs for 11 straight years. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we dominated that time. So when we were playing and we won 50 games, close to 60 a couple times. Did we win 60 one year? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
I'm not
that's
sure.
it.
60.
Nah, definitely high 50s. But that's kind of irrelevant. It's just the simple fact that the guys in the court are playing extremely hard, playing defense. They're moving the ball. They're fighting on the court and this, that, and the other. So the garden itself, like the opponents weren't coming here. Oh, I'm in the garden. I'm gonna get my have my best game. It wasn't like that back in the days. Like the opposing players, they used to be afraid to play with us. Barkley sometimes had his worst games. He always fighting and stuff like that, getting frustrated. The only person that really played well in the Garden was Jordan and freaking Reggie Miller.
Yeah. Listen, because Barkley was a big dude and strong one, right? But the bigger they are, the harder they fall, they say, right? So
Right.
when he got mauled a couple of times by Mason, Oakley, whoever, that wasn't a pleasant game for him.
Yeah.
So,
and it wasn't just them too. It was all three of them at the same time, not just one-on-one Oakley versus Barkley. No, it was Oakley with Xavier McDaniels, hands in his pocket, and then Ewing on the other side, it was a gang thing. And then you got to worry about Greg Anthony too, attacking your knees and shit like that. So, and then on top of that, you got the guys in the fifth row, talking about your mom and all kind of stuff like that. It's crazy. It used to be crazy. So right now, I love what we're doing. We're setting the precedent. 75-45, we're kicking their ass right now.
Yeah,
So
this is I think the Bulls, if they could finish this game, like after the third quarter, they would be like, we're gonna throw in the towel.
the mercy rule.
Yeah, it was like,
Do they do that? Do they do that in some league? The mercy rule?
no, I don't think so. But I watched a game yesterday. Yesterday was, I think, the Magic game. They went 2 overtimes. I was like, bro,
Enough is
yeah, it
enough
was,
already.
yeah, 2 overtimes in a summer league game, and they did the sudden death rule. It was like, okay, who scores now, who wins. I was like,
Yeah,
that was my coach. If someone was up like 20 at the end of the practice, he was like, no, you're up 20, so you're just pounding the ball, and he's like, who scores wins. And I was like, oh shit, now you got to produce again.
right.
So
That's fun, man. All of that stuff is fun. Basketball is the greatest game in the world, man. It's
yeah.
nothing like it. I don't get how people like soccer so much. When I see a soccer field, I get tired.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of soccer too, but even worse is volleyball for me. That a sport that doesn't involve contact between the players.
Yeah,
That just go play chess. It's
but
like,
volleyball is fun to play though.
yeah, but it's fun to play. But I was like, listen, I, I'm I want to put an elbow into someone, something like that.
Right.
Maybe not a dirty play, but at least feel the physicality, right? Volleyball, cool. I can go on the beach and bounce the ball a couple of times, but these professional players is like, I ain't a fan of volleyball that much.
Yeah. What makes me laugh about volleyball? They'll it's 3 hits, right? Boop boop boop, and they get
Yeah.
the last one. So then when they score the point, everybody turns around at the same time really fast, and they go yeah, like
Yeah, yeah, and listen, and whatever, if they score or if they don't score, they're always like, "Oh yeah," in the middle, we got it, and
yeah,
there's like, "No, we got the next one because we didn't get this one."
yeah.
So
Professional stuff is not really, it's not exciting to watch really. It could
yeah,
be a little bit, but to play it is more fun because you're playing. It's usually a family sport. Your grandma's out there playing with the grandkids and stuff, so it's a whole
yeah,
different type of thing. Is there any other obscure sports that they have over there in Poland that they play? Because I know Knicks fan Brazil. They mentioned a sport. I can't think of the name of it. It's another sport that they play over there. I think it's like team handball or some shit like that. But they
yeah,
actually have
yeah,
professional leagues over there.
yeah. Handball is a thing here.
Yeah.
Um, but that handball is even worse than basketball, bro. You can get poked in your eye. Like, I remember I was watching a game and a dude was trying to score like in a, in the crowd, and he got his eye poked out,
Oh
and
my
I was
god.
like, oh shit, I ain't watching this one. Till then, but Poland has a good team in volleyball, so they show this sport in open TV, how I call it.
Okay.
And yeah, and the rest of sports, I don't think it's nothing special. The now we got the tennis player, Iga Świątek, the one that won the after the Williams sisters left. Now she's on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
So tennis is high here in Poland nowadays too.
Yes. That's the sport. Foot volley.
Oh,
Foot volley.
they have that one in Brazil, I think, because
Yeah.
those
That's
guys
what I
are
was talking about.
crazy with, yeah.
Yeah, the foot volley. That's a pretty exciting sport. But that's another one that's like, geez, like you got to be
Yeah,
like not just athletic. You got to be like a
you gotta
martial
be
artist to play
flexible
it.
for, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And they make it look so easy, right? It's like, I'm gonna just
yeah. Aussie
boom,
rules
boom, and it's
football.
done.
That's a fun sport too. Aussie rules.
Yeah,
There's a lot of sports out there, man. But I just think the basketball, like because it's a lot of improvising. It's organized. You run plays and that type of thing, but it's a lot of improvisation and a lot of stuff, chance, a lot of will, testicular fortitude, that type of thing. There's a lot of drama in basketball. That's why when people talk it, they get so crazy. They get like beyond themselves. They want to fight, over it. So that's why I love it a little bit. Fucking bowling. Yeah, bowling is fun after a couple margaritas,
Yeah, bowling is, you gotta have at least a couple of beers when you're playing bowling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. So I mean, this game is fun. It's fun to watch because I feel like the Knicks, they're just not taking the foot off the throat. They have the same rotation. They're rotating these guys in there. These guys are still playing. They're playing hard, man. I love how Deuce just cut the guy off just now. Number 16 was guarding him well, but then Deuce came in and cut him off and almost caused a turnover. Just good heady basketball, man. Yeah, I would love to go here. I would love to go to Vegas one year. I think next year probably would be the year to do it, right? Because we got all those draft picks and stuff.
Well, depends, bro. If we won this year, you're gonna be saying it should have won this year.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because we don't have any really first year players here. This is Montero, the other guy Harrison, whatever. We didn't even really draft him, and of course Heels. So I mean, we don't really have that big class. So next year's it's just going to be interesting next year how it plays out. We definitely won't be as competitive, I don't think, at least like this defensively.
Yeah, I think so too. It's that these guys are really trying to win. Next year, if it's going to be like one or two new guys, and I don't think McBride is going to be there if he gets playing time. Sims is definitely not going to be next year in the summer league.
Right.
Grimes probably not. So
it's interesting, man. That's like a whole nother conversation next year. That's exciting. That's just what's exciting about basketball. It's like always something else to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate talking to you, man. Shout out to everyone that does the new followers. I've had a lot of new followers recently, and since the off season, I usually get all my followers in the off season. During the season, you guys don't give a fuck of what I got to say during the season, but in the off season, all of a sudden the viewership pops back up, and then so I appreciate that because there's a lot to talk about, and I like to talk about everything. So this is the off season is when I really have my most fun talking Knicks and stuff. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody coming in.
It's not going to be that many topics, right? Soon, because after this summer league is going to be like 2.5 months without Knicks basketball. I'm going to be probably watching some Eurobasket because there's going to be several games here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to show it even in the States, but I'm going to have something to watch.
Well, ESPN has been doing a good job, playing a lot of the European stuff. Also, YouTube, like today, while I was getting ready for the pod, I was watching the under 17 game.
I posted the link even to one of those games because Poland was playing for, I think, the 7th seed. They lost. They like overachieved way that team under 17 and the Polish. They were ranked like 59th, I think, and they finished up 8th. So.
Oh.
But they lost, I think, to Lithuania. So Lithuania was a great team. So
always puts out good basketball players. Spain, and they always put out good teams. So I mean, the USA plays Spain today, the under 17 team. So I wasn't really paying attention to the score. I was just kind of just watching as I was doing whatever I was doing. But it looks like I think Spain beat them. Did Spain beat them? I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it. I think so because they were like, I saw Paul Gasol, Jose Calderon. They were congratulating those guys in the locker room. After that, so maybe they finally won.
Yeah, you want to talk about ferocity, like the way that those Spanish guys play. They were doing a lot of pick and rolls, giving goals, that type of thing. Slashing to the basket and dunk. They was very athletic. Everybody ball handling. So that was a pretty exciting game to play, to watch. I mean, you know what I don't like though is like these young guys. You can see them sulking. They sulk. You know, if things are not going their way, you can see that they start sulking and stuff. Or once they
Yeah.
realize the other team is better than what they expected, you can see that they were like really like sulking and stuff.
Yeah, and listen, that's a problem. But these guys still don't have the good psychology, the good mental approach for these games. They, for example, the Polish team, I think they still didn't play their game because, like you're saying, they got all Lithuania, and that Lithuania is a powerhouse. Meanwhile, that game was close till like after third three quarters, it was still close.
Right.
So and then they're just like let the game out. But I still think they overachieved majorly. Ranked 59th or 58, I think, and they finished 8th. So
Yeah. That's a good sign, though. You know, that's a good sign for
yeah,
basketball culture in Poland, just to see it, because you really have to see it. You know, just like state, you could tell him something, he'll tell you you're full of shit. You know, until he sees it. Then once he sees it, then he's like, oh shit. You know, it's a different thing. So same thing. You know, guys just got to see it. You know,
yeah.
it goes everything. What's up, Evergreen? I was gonna send you the link just now.
Oh, where? Yeah. I mean, it's only so much I could do. I'm still in Chicago. We got a house full of people, so I just wanted to stop in or whatever. Stop in and see what's going on. I'm watching this summer league game, just like y'all are.
Yeah,
What's up,
we got a
How
house
you?
full of people too here, man. I'm surprised there's this many people in here.
Yeah,
On a Sunday,
it's like 30 people in his house. I'm not sure if you count. It's like 30 people in his house, but all is well, man. How y'all doing?
Chilling, man, chilling. You enjoying what you see?
Yeah, man. I'm actually really excited for like Sims is showing me things that doesn't have me as upset as I thought I would be about Taj Gibson being waived.
Right.
You know, has there been any talk? Have y'all been on any of the spaces, hearing anybody talk about like whether they're gonna bring Taj Gibson on as a coach somewhere, or if he's got like
he's gonna sign a deal with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And they said that the Knicks wanted to bring him back on the vets minimum, but he said that since we signed Sims and Mitch and the Hartstein, that there's not going to be minutes left for him, so he wants some bigger role, and he's going to join former Knicks coach Mike Miller, and on the Wizards.
Okay, that's good for him. I mean, I would have loved to have that veteran presence still on the bench, on a coaching level. But I mean, if he still think he's got enough fuel in the tank, I mean, clearly, I would say clearly he does. Being that Tibbs kind of like put him in positions where he's got to be that power forward, that center. He's got to hold it down, like, I mean, he was really gassed. So I would assume that the Wizards and Mike Miller isn't going to do anything of that nature with him being, oh my God, okay, McBride, jeez. I'm assuming he's not going to do any of that, like having Taj Gibson playing more than 25 minutes a game,
Well, I mean, this is Washington's roster here. Like, where is he playing? Because they just signed Daniel Gafford to an extension. You know, they got Kristaps is going to play center there. Thomas Bryant, I think Andy was saying he went to the Lakers. But Isaiah Todd, they got a bunch of guys. They got Vernon Carney Jr. A couple guys that play center there. Where's he going to play? Roy Huchimura is there. They got a couple other guys here. So I mean, why go there?
Well, what was the money looking like?
Oh, he's making minimum. Like they scraped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying he would have had a better chance at staying with us?
No.
I'm not sure. I think he got promised at least a couple of minutes, and I think the money wasn't minimum with the Wizards. He got a little bit more than minimum.
A little bit more than minimum. Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe maybe it boiled down to money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I still want to play. I know with the emergence of Sims that I'm probably not going to play. I know with this backup center, I'm probably not going to play.
Well, like Todd Gibson gets better every year. But if you look at Sims' game, I see Todd Gibson. That little move that Todd Gibson has when he makes the move with the spin into the lane or whatever, that's Todd
Yeah,
Gibson's move there. So I wonder if he helped him out with that.
probably did,
But it's
especially with
confident.
that double pump up and under, still hanging, and then right. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, he's kicking ass tonight, man. That's great. But the
So,
confidence though, that's what it
yeah.
is. Like, the body language and stuff. He doesn't look scared. Well, also Tibbs is not cursing him out from the sideline either. So that's
Right. Actually, my wife was just asking me like, so she's like, so are like the head coaches of the Knicks there? I'm like, well, they're there, but they're not coaching. They're not coaching at all, which is a good thing because you get to see, who could potentially be the next runner-up coach or who the next runner-up players and how they respond to different people. So this is a good thing. I told you, there's a lot of people in this house. Forgive me.
that's all. It's all good.
Loud right now.
It's all good, man. It's summertime. Like I'm so I feel bad that I'm actually doing a pod at 5 o'clock and on a freaking Sunday. My kids are always like, Dad, are we not gonna go outside today? Like, no, the Knicks are playing. Son, go fuck yourself. Go in the room and go play with your brother. I kind of feel bad that I had to do that to him. But I mean, look, man, this is what we do.
So
I'm waiting for them to get to to the point where they can sit with me.
Have you? Okay, because I was just going to say, are your kids Knicks fans too, or no?
Well,
like they got a choice.
They don't got a choice, man. But I mean, they like basketball. They want me to show them how to play and stuff. So this summer we're gonna work on that. And introduce them really introduce them to the game and whatever. Because I got to get revenge. From that that embarrassment in AC and stuff, man. So I'm just gonna get myself in better shape and start playing ball more. So I'm gonna use my kids to get myself back together.
Well, I didn't even actually I didn't even stay, so I don't know exactly what happened, and I haven't seen any footage. So to me right now, you're probably still a beast. So yeah, hold on.
In my mind, I'm a beast. You know what's funny though, because I mean, like there was some certain moves that I was trying to do that once I did it, like I just remembered like it being a little quicker than what I was trying to do.
Or you remember it working.
Yeah, like there was a couple moves there was one move that I did that it was like kind of like a power dribble or whatever. But once I did the power dribble, my body said, boop. You know what I'm saying? There was something I was supposed to do with it, but I didn't do it because my body was like, really? This is not like 2003, son. This is like 2022.
So I used to have a really good first step.
Mm-hmm.
Like hesitation, like jab, step, first step.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't even like do like a little like with the ball 3-point stance, jab, hesitation, first step. I can't even do that anymore because I feel like my back is gonna explode.
I used to love Ron Strickland, man. So if you look at Ron Strickland, that's how I used to play. Everything to the basket, jumping up, trying to make layups, that and stuff like that, spin moves in the lane, that type of thing. And I wasn't really like a good shooter, mid-range shots, but not too much from far out. Everything to the basket. That's why my legs are all messed up now.
So before the emergence of like Steve Francis and Tracy McGrady, two of my favorite players we'll say Nick Van Axel and Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
So of course, Eddie Jones took Kobe's spot. That's part of the reason why I didn't like Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe. Well, I really, really like those two players.
He was good, man. Eddie Jones was good. Nick Van Exel was nasty, bro. I used to love him. Like he used to have like a stutter. It was kind of like a stutter step, and then he'll cross you like that, like kind of just to make you step back. He was one of those things. I used to love Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, I think he got treated out of that Sixth Man of the Year when Dallas went against Sacramento in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and who was it? Bobby Jackson won it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good, man. Yo, Andy, around that time, who was your guy? Did you have a guy that you used to like to play or emulate your game after or anything like that?
Yeah,
Could be
listen,
Europe, it could be European stuff.
I think like no. I was a huge Allen Houston fan. Allen Houston. Then when Spree was here, Spree was a little bit more, showboating and stuff like that. So more attractive like that. But my game was like, if I had to say how my game looked when I was playing, it would be something like Quentin Grimes in this year's summer league.
Mm.
I had a loose trigger. You didn't have to ask me twice to get a shot off from the 3 point line. I could, also get you get past you, but I would rather pass than go, versus the big guys under the hoop. Um, Listen, I played with a guy he's literally still now. He passed away last year. Yeah, last year he passed away. My coach's son. He's still on the NCAA top 20 guys in blocks. You can check him out, Wojciech Mirda. So I knew that there's no scoring under the hoop when he was around. So that's why I limited my game to 3-point shots. So
Oh, okay.
and we played, after his career, he played with us in these amateur leagues here and stuff like that. So we played literally like in 3 amateur leagues, and we had like 2-3 games a day. And we like for 2.5, 3 seasons, we didn't lose a game. But we were like 4 guys that were taking threes. He was cleaning up the glass, and he was just dunking it in. So it was like, a easy game. But we know that in practice, there's no driving under the hoop. He told us, listen, don't even try it, because I'm gonna he like Sims is dunking. He was just blocking shots with so much energy. So he taught us, just don't try it even. leave the game under the hoop for me. You can take shots. So we were just taking shots.
Yeah. Well, still Knicks he's this guy. Is it Ron? I always mess it up. Ron,
Yeah,
John, Mr. Ron.
Ron.
Yeah, shout out to Ron, man. Ron is one of the nicest people you ever meet, man. He's like super nice. And he's saying that, oh man, you had all the moves, you just wasn't finishing. Your move game is on point, man. Get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be nice, but stop lying, man. Don't lie.
You try to make me feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Well, you could tell that he had game though too, because we were shooting around. Like I said, we were shooting around for God knows how long, man. I was already tired already just shooting around. But just watching Ron shoot around and stuff, you can see that Ron had game. But Ron is really tall though. He's pretty tall.
I needed all the warm-ups that y'all could get, so y'all hurt yourself.
Yeah, but it turned my legs into spaghetti, man. My legs were like.
Now you see that Evergreen didn't watch that episode. Iru was winning with Tony, but he forfeited the game.
Yo, my heart was coming out of my chest, man, and my legs were like these wires that are all over the place. They were like wobbly. So I said, "Listen, man, it ain't worth it. I'm gonna catch a heart attack, or I'm gonna tear my ACL up in this motherfucker."
Bro, you quit? Why you
quit?
Hey, you know what? I salute you. Real man of genius.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I could have even Steph said, "Yo, you could have just took jump shots." But I mean, I could have took the jump shots, but then the game would have been prolonged, because Tony couldn't make a jump shot, and then so we were just gonna be like beating the rim to death. We only had like 15 minutes left to play, because we started so late. So we had to finish the game. So I said, you know what, let me go sit my ass down, man, because it don't make no sense, Yeah.
Hey, know yourself and seek self-improvement.
Yeah. Then also too, I weigh a lot more than Tony, so I didn't want it to be a bloodbath, and where I'm just like throwing my stomach around, and he's just like, oh, like I didn't want that to happen. I was posting him up a little bit, but I was really trying not to be like the embarrassing bully that I'm just like throwing my stomach around and stuff. I just didn't want to do that, So, and plus I was exhausted. So I mean, if I started doing that and he got mad, then what am I gonna do? I can't defend myself. So like. Tony still got some speed to him, what I'm saying? So I'm trying not to get my ass kicked in AC. That's a long ride home. So yeah, I'm just joking around and stuff, man. But basketball is a great sport. I gotta. I just motivation to get myself back together. Added motivation. Yeah, man. So this game is a waste now. I see. Is that who's number 35? I see some new faces out there. Got
I don't even
35,
know.
17. Some of these guys.
Well, I'm at 7 minutes and 7 minutes left. So
Oh, bro.
Oh, you way behind.
Maybe I should refresh this page, huh?
Yeah, because it's like 1 minute. It's like 1 minute and 40 seconds
One
left.
and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, 1.5. Yep.
Yeah, I'm watching it on a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching on a website. I refresh it, it's still the same thing.
Well, Sim always got something going on behind the scenes and stuff, so he hit me up about some things. So I mean, we just got to keep just stay in conversation and just like organize some get-togethers and stuff. Because Ron is saying that he might come out of retirement and stuff. But I mean, it's just fun. Everybody get together, like I said, like for a cookout, barbecue, whatever. It's fun just to be there, with each other and just laugh and look at this. It's just fun. It's just a fun thing to be a part of.
Well, I'm assuming that Sim should start gearing up for the season opener.
That's another thing.
You know what I mean? So that's right around the corner. So Andy, you ain't been in the States in a while. I'm assuming. We put you on the spot, bro.
Yeah, last time I was there, Carmelo had 62 points in a game.
Oh, you was at that game?
Yeah. I got a Melo jersey before the game, and he went 62. I was like, the friend I was with my cousin, and he's like, bro, you got to be coming to each Knicks games and buying people's jerseys. They're gonna get for career highs.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, you're gonna need a GoFundMe, man, to get your whole family here. You was talking about it last time you was on here.
Yeah, that's
why
that's why I gotta start a podcast. Maybe maybe Parish Doug is gonna tip me, 2 by 2 by 2. Maybe I'm gonna,
Hey, Parish Duggar is like he's like the Tim Wise of not Tim Wise. Who's the guy I'm talking about? God damn it! Never mind. It's a bad joke.
Like a booster or whatever, like one of those.
No, the guy that he has that book, the 5 baby steps. The 5 baby steps to being a billionaire. He's like all about.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I get it.
It was a bad joke. It would have been smoother if I would have said it right away. Then
I get it. I love all kind of jokes. Silly, stupid, silly. I don't give a fuck. I just like to laugh. It's funny. Yeah, man. Yeah, so the game is definitely different now. They got a bunch of no-name guys here.
Yeah, I hope they scored though, because it's gonna be 100. There we go.
This is the second year in a row that I've been in Chicago during like summer league. So it's kind of weird being out here again. As the Knicks are destroying Chicago.
Yeah, so I mean the things are lined up, I guess.
Yeah.
You being in Chicago and all. That's what's up.
Yeah, but we should do that, guys. We should have somebody create an account. Do Andy's GoFundMe, and we'll see how much money we can raise.
No shit. Put some money in the cup, right? Yeah, I got right on the right hand side of the screen. That's a freaking what do you call Cash App thing. Hit the Cash App, drop some money in the Cash App, and I'll send it to Andy. Put money to his plane tickets and stuff.
I'm actually dead ass serious about this, by the way, Andy. Because you got to come out. This is not me joking.
For me, the problem is the time. For me, the problem is the time. If I had time for to drop by for like a week, because I ain't gonna fly to New York for 2 nights and then go fly back home.
Yeah.
Right.
The jet lag ain't gonna be off of me. So.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got to get on the road tonight. I'm in Chicago. I get on the road tonight at 12 and drive back from Chicago to New York to drop family off, and then drive from New York to South Jersey. So I don't get jet lag, but I will lose some sleep. So probably after we get off of this, I'm gonna go back to sleep so that I can get back up at 12 o'clock and get on the road.
Okay. Well, speaking of the road, the game is over. The Knicks won. They did score 100, right?
101.
Yeah, 101.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if it's worth talking about keys to the game and all that stuff and who's the MVP of this fucking game, like whatever.
This game was done after the first quarter.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. The Knicks just showed up just with just more experience. There's a bunch of guys that just know each other, so it just makes everything so much easier.
Nobody likes to lose though. So.
Yeah, nobody likes to lose. Two of their best players. That's one of the guys, Dalen Terry, the one that Sim was vouching for a little earlier. He's the only one that scored. He's got 13. Somebody named Carlick Jones. He's the point guard. He had 13. Henry Drell. He had 11. Bunch of nobodies over there. On our squad, Quentin Grimes again with 24. So he's averaging 24 now. Fern Hunt didn't have the big scoring game, but he still played well. Jericho Sims, you would think that Jericho Sims had 45 the way we were talking about him. He had 11 and 10. So I mean, it is what it is. Daquan Jeffries is a nice player too. We've been talking about him. He had a good game.
I think Jericho Sims is the reason we're talking about him because his points came from like non-big man things. You know what I mean? They didn't come from like getting the paint, one hand up, seal you off, back you down, right hook, basket. No, it came from like head fake, crossover, spin move, double pump, right hand layup type stuff. So
yeah,
that's what I like about the summer league is you get to see these guys and not necessarily the things that they've been working on, but more or less the things that they've had that they haven't had the opportunity to show you. Right, which hopefully you think that translates into the game this year. You know what I mean? Translates into something like where that opportunity shows up where Jericho Sims can run the break if it's necessary. So that's what I like about the summer league. Summer league is very exciting.
Even some of these guys that we never heard of, man. This is like a job opportunity for them. Because if they show up and play well in summer league, that might give them a contract to go play, with Andy over there in Poland or something. Get some kind of money. Somewhere in the world, somebody will be watching and hand them a contract.
Really good job interview. I like it.
Yeah. All right, man. So it's 7 o'clock. I gotta go. Make amends with my kids and stuff to let them know that I am a good dad. They won't write a book about me, saying that back in 2022, you was out there talking to that guy from Poland. I don't even know if he's a real person, but you care more about him than you care about me, Dad. Yeah. So yeah, man. Thanks for popping in, Mr. Evergreen, you know what I'm saying? We definitely got to figure some more stuff out, some more topics to tackle. Andy, man, I wish we can kick it more often too, man. I like talking to you. I like talking to you offline. I like talking to both of you guys offline, man. You guys want to go out on a date or something? I'll pay. I'm not drinking or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like I said, I'll be in New York tomorrow morning. I want to say, or tomorrow afternoon. So, if you got a nice hot spot lined up where we can drink some coffee and talk about our futures together.
All right, now so you just took it to a very weird location. You offer me to go. Hey, let's go get some coffee. Like, okay, let's go do it. I don't know.
Hey, man, listen. This people don't understand this Knicks community. Like, honestly, I look at this Knicks community and it reminds me a lot of like the gaming community in a sense, where people that have never ever seen each other, never ever known each other from a slice of bread, can all come together and congregate on one thing. And then as you start getting together and like start actually being in physical space with these people, you realize like how much more like you actually got in common with people. You know what I'm saying? So this the friendships that were made or have been made or will be made here in the future, definitely hold on to those, man, because there's a lot of people that are like really knowing and knowledgeable about basketball, but the fact that this dude, what are you, like a train conductor or something like that? Like, I want to know about trains someday.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
And for me, Evergreen, in case I don't know that the whoever wherever you work, by any chance, you fall around in Poland, you always know that you can call Andy.
Right. Hey, if I can find myself in Poland, I'm gonna, if I slip and fall in Poland, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, and that's why I'm always comfortable. Like, whenever you want, just fly by Poland, bro, because I know any one of you guys ain't gonna be here soon, so I can invite all of you at the same time.
It's really good, like when you're in that position. You know how like some people like they actually do invite people to do stuff, and then when they show up, it's like, oh man, shit, this guy's here. Like you're perfect to get away with that for like the rest of your life because ain't nobody going to Poland. Nobody's going to Poland, bro. Nobody.
That's funny though. That one day we're gonna just pop up one day, and then you can be like, "Oh, baby,
he's obligated."
there's like 7 black guys standing in front of the house. Did something happen? Did you do something?
She's gonna be like,
wait. Are they wearing orange and blue?
Right. Like, yo, Andy, I'm here. Your wife's gonna be, who the hell is this guy? Like, Andy.
Yeah.
We're
gonna be calling him from the prison, probably. Like they can get him to come and bail us out or something.
And I'm pretty sure like the army's in Poland right now, like
from the customs.
Yeah.
They're gonna stop you at the airport.
Yeah, U.S. Army right now is in like they got some station somewhere out there in Poland.
They're exactly Evergreen. They're exactly in my city. I live like I'm like my city has the airport closest to Ukraine, so there's like 20,000, 25,000 of U.S. army here in my city. So I was gonna I wanted to do, what I wanted to do, if I knew that there was a soldier, whoever that watches Knicks content creators, I would go to make an interview with him.
That would be kind of cool.
I
don't know just how to reach out for these guys. Evergreen, you would have to send out a memo.
Nah, listen, I work for the National Guard, bro. I don't work for Big Army, so all of those people that are over there, I don't know shit about them. Your best bet is to stand out the front gate with a Knicks flag and say, "Hey, you."
I was about to say that. Like, you gotta borrow one of your flags.
I want to talk to you.
Just stand in front of the base with the Knicks flag going like this, back and forth.
I'm gonna have to do like a paper airplane with a message, like, and just throw it and run, bro, because they're gonna shoot.
You gotta ask like mystery Knicks questions and like, oh. So, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, so Manuel Quickly, is a good player, right? What do you think about that? It's like, I love Manuel Quickly. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just throw shit out there like that.
But that's how it starts. You hear somebody say one thing that's intriguing. Like, hey, you just gotta like randomly probe, like, who's that number 45 on the Knicks? You're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like,
right.
So it's like, oh, that's Jericho Sims. Oh, Jericho Sims. You a Knicks fan? Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. And it goes from there. It takes little things like that, but who knows? I think that's your best bet, though. If you really, really want to do that, hey, I'll support it.
Yeah, I'm going to think about it. I feel though I got like at least a year to do that because they're going to be here.
Oh yeah, they definitely going to be there for a while.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to be there for a while. But all right, guys, the kids just came back in the house. I'm going to get out of here.
Yep.
Peace, Evergreen. Peace, Rule.
Peace.
Bye. See you later, Andy, man.
Peace.
Peace.